Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen, meine lieben Zuschauer, zur zweiten Folge von Sclash. Wir sind mittlerweile im zweiten Kapitel angekommen und solltet ihr die erste Folge nicht gesehen haben, holt sie unbedingt nach, damit ihr auch wisst, was hier abgeht und überhaupt, was dieses Spiel ist. Ich freue mich, dass ihr wieder eingeschaltet habt und ich wünsche euch viel Spaß weiterhin mit diesem Spiel und ich denke mal, dass wir noch 2 bis 3 Folgen hier aufnehmen werden von Pi mal Daumen 20 Minuten.
Susanoo banished Jinwoo from the village and exiled him to the mountains. Jinwoo felt completely lost. The history of his clan, the atrocities committed by Amaterasu, Susanoo's just cause. Where was the truth in all of this? And where were the lies? Who was his daughter? What was the real reason for this conflict?
Ja, das finden wir noch raus.
He remembered very well the story his grandmother had told him. In ancient times, Amaterasu had received the blessing of the mischievous goddess Kitsune in exchange for his blind devotion and unwavering submission. He then began to massacre all those who did not join her cult. That was the origin of this endless conflict. At least that's what Jinwoo had been convinced of, until yesterday. Now he wasn't sure of anything anymore. Did death, lifeless bodies, pain and cruelty really have a meaning? Deep in Jinwoo's soul, a conviction was beginning to emerge. This war was futile and it could be stopped. And while he was lost in his thoughts, Jinwoo continued to advance toward the mountains. The grass became snow as the fresh air of the valley gradually gave way to the icy cold of the peaks. Without realizing it, Jinwoo had arrived to the mountains. Legend had it that it was beyond these summits that the abode of the gods was located, and that before inhabiting the valleys, the first samurai had trodden this same snow. But today, it would have been surprising for anyone to inhabit such an
I can't go any further. Where am I? I must have passed out.
Tja, da sind wir doch mal eben einfach so im Schnee eingeschlafen. Ist auch nicht so praktisch, vor allem wenn man gesoffen hat. Wie auch immer. Ja, das ist unpraktisch.
Raven, the wind that blows in this place is too fierce for your wings. Retrace your steps.
Who are you? A god? A ghost? Please, help me.
Ich glaube nicht, dass der uns hilft. So wie ich das in Erinnerung habe. Ja, war ja klar. So, da geht's auch schon weiter. So. So. Kill 100 Gegner. Ah, nein, ich habe nicht geblockt, ich habe angegriffen. 100 Liter. Alter, als wenn... Alles klar. Okay. Wie auch immer. So. Dann machen wir das Ganze nochmal. Wird schon gehen. Zack. So, nächster. Hä? Ich hab geblockt! Fuck. Fuck. Ach, Bro. Also es gibt stellenweise so Kämpfe, wo du dir echt denkst, Bro. Aber das war beim ersten Durchlauf so. Ich denke, bis man das perfektioniert drauf hat, dass man das wirklich mit einem Leben durchspielen kann. Ich glaube, da muss ich das noch 2-3 Mal durchspielen. Also mindestens 2 Mal noch. Weil irgendwann hast du halt auch einfach... das ist ja die Schwierigkeit an der ganzen Geschichte immer. So. Und zack, da Dudel, los. Zack, da Dudel, habe ich auch noch nicht gehört. So, weiter geht's. Und noch mehr. Wer hätte es erwartet? Aber ich muss euch sagen, das Kampfsystem, wenn man das so ein bisschen drauf hat, macht unglaublich Spaß. Also, das ist auf jeden Fall... Das ist das Spiel auf jeden Fall wert. Oh, nein! Hol das Schwert! Bro, Alter, ich dachte gerade, ich bin hier fertig, ey. Und dann... So. War's das jetzt? Oder will noch irgendwer? Sieht nicht so aus. Finde ich auch gut so. Soll auch lieber so bleiben.
A temple? Here? How can anyone survive in these forbidden mountains? No matter. It's my last hope.
Möglich ist alles. So. Ach ja, stimmt. Jetzt weiß ich wieder. Genau.
No one would have the strength to survive the storm of Orochi without my protection. Young samurai, who are you, and what are you doing here?
My name is Jinmu. I wander aimlessly. I was banished from my village.
A ronin?
Because I disobeyed my chief's orders. Grandmother Susano preferred to send me away rather than tell me the truth.
Susano. So you are the grandson of Susano. In any case, you must leave. A boy of your kind would not last long in these mountains.
You don't look very young. I doubt you're more resilient than I.
Insolent! I am Izanagi, the first samurai, and this is the temple dedicated to the god Orochi. I still have some resources left in me, and I will show you.
Die wollen immer gleich alle Beef. Oh, holy shit. Alter, ich wollte blocken. Oh Gott. Ein kleiner Spoiler. Wir werden ihn nicht nur das erste Mal hier beefen. Aber dazu werdet ihr später mehr sehen. Na, Alter. Nein! Shit.
Let that be a lesson to you.
With the exchange of blows, Jinmu's pendant came out of his clothes, which did not escape the old master's notice.
Your necklace. What are you doing with the enchanted pearl of Amaterasu around your neck?
What? But it's my mother's necklace. What else has Susano been hiding from me?
That's a beautiful irony of fate. Who would have thought such a miracle could happen one day? This changes a lot of things. Your story is, in a way, my story as well. Sit down, Jinmu. I have many things to tell you. Long before you were born, I was the first human to meet the gods who came from their garden across the Bridge of Destiny. They taught me the art of the blade to protect mankind, and in turn, I passed on this knowledge to my peers so that they could continue this sacred mission. We took the name of Samurai. Under our watch, peace reigned, and the world was in harmony. You know them as mortal enemies, but at the time, Amaterasu and Susano were my two best disciples. There was a healthy rivalry between them, and they were close as only a brother and a sister can be. Time passed, and each started their own family. Susano adopted an abandoned child and raised him as her son. That was your father Oku. As for Amaterasu, I agreed to give him the hand of my heiress, with whom he then had a single daughter, Kushina. Life could have kept flowing quietly like this, but one day, my daughter fell gravely ill. Amaterasu prayed to the gods to save his wife, but in vain. He then turned to me, begging me to let him enter the garden of the gods to heal her with the divine water. But my loyalty to the gods came first, even before my daughter, and I refused his request. Amaterasu never forgave me, and thus his pain turned into hatred. This was when Kitsune, the fox goddess, chose to pour her venom into the ear of this suffering man. She promised him the survival of his beloved and the power to protect her. In return, Amaterasu had to commit to devoting himself exclusively to Kitsune and renouncing the other gods. Blinded by his pain and by the rage of feeling abandoned, my former disciple agreed to this pact. True to his word, he established the exclusive cult of Kitsune, and, ready to do anything to save his wife, he ruthlessly killed those who refused to follow his madness, and he even ended up seriously injuring me. Susanoo might have been able to reason with Amaterasu, but without warning anyone, she had already gone to fetch the sacred water for him. When she returned, she found the village in flames and bloodshed. Devastated by this bout of madness from the man she had always considered her brother, she swore not to let these crimes go unpunished. And in her quest for justice, she returned to the garden to implore the help of the gods. It was Tengu, the raven god, who answered her call. Under his wing, and with the help of the survivors, she built the Aki clan. And that is when this merciless war began against those whom Amaterasu had rallied under his banner, the Natsu clan. As for me, I am now the guardian of the bridge that leads to the Garden of the Gods, so that the influence of the divine never causes such ordeals again.
Fushina. That's my mother's name. So that means Amaterasu's daughter is my mother.
Jinmu, you are a descendant of the Aki and Natsu clans.
But then, Amaterasu is my grandfather? And you're my distant ancestor?
Great-grandfather. It is this family connection that has brought you here safely. Your magic necklace is a token of affection given by Amaterasu to his daughter, through which he passed on his protection to you in turn, a love that protected you from Orochi's blizzard.
So Amaterasu doesn't know that my mother is dead, and thinks she's kidnapped?
Yes. Susanoo kept everything from him to protect your parents, and you, the product of their forbidden love.
Even after all this time, she continues to hide the truth from him.
Maybe Tengu deliberately obfuscated her mind to perpetuate her feud with his rival.
Hatred, wars, it's all the gods' fault. Now that I know everything, I must be able to dissipate their confusion. I have the blood of both sides in me. I might be able to appease them.
Arrogant! You cannot stop the course of history alone, and certainly not against the will of the gods.
But you were their master. What if...
Do not count on my help. I can no longer leave these mountains. If you plan to go back, I will not stop you.
Ah. So I have to challenge the gods in order to stop this absurd war. But a human triumphing over the gods is unthinkable. Despite knowing the truth, I still feel like I'm at a dead end.
It is my duty to watch over my descendants. You can stay with me if you want. I will not intervene between my two disciples, but I can at least offer you a place here.
Thank you, Izanagi.
Jinmu, disturbed by these revelations, stayed a while with the Fuyu clan, using his time to train and think.
Ja, so, eine lange Geschichtsstunde, aber das gehört zur Story, das muss so. Also, ja. So, ein kleiner Übungsfight hier. Das gehört auch dazu. Muss ja fit bleiben. Fuyu Elder, Alter. Fuyu Elder Scrolls. Man kennt ihn. Baba-Typ. So. So. Okay. Easy going. So muss das. Zack, zack.
Ah, you've beaten me again. You're probably the strongest samurai I ever faced, aside from Izanagi.
It's still not enough. I don't stand any chance against Susanoo and the god protecting her.
Only a fool would provoke Susanoo. She asked for the power of a god and received it, without even needing to make a pact.
Without a pact? How could she possibly seek the help of a god without consequences?
Those were different times. We once had a better relationship with the deities. There was a balance. If a god liked you, they would sometimes offer their help without asking for anything in return. And we didn't need to guard this bridge like we do today.
So it is possible for gods to offer help without a pact?
Yes, but that was before Kitsune and then Tengu broke this peace. Everything changed, unfortunately, and we can never hope to stop those two again. The other gods were furious when the situation got out of hand. Fortunately, the snow of Orochi calmed their wrath.
Maybe I have an idea. A way to defeat them. It's worth a try.
Ja, da hat sie einen guten Einfall. Also ihr Einfall ist jetzt im Endeffekt nur, dass sie jetzt mit den Göttern da in Verbindung treten will und sich die Power eines Gottes nehmen will, um halt Susanoo und den anderen Typen hier, Amaterasu, platt zu machen. Das ist so der grobe Plan. Und ob das genau aufgeht, das, meine lieben Freunde, sehen wir dann in der nächsten Folge von Sclash. Und ich glaube, wir sind auch schon fast bei der Hälfte des Spiels. Das ist eigentlich ganz lustig. Also ich denke mal, 4 bis 5 Folgen werden das Ganze. Und wie gesagt, wenn ihr das Game selber mal ausprobieren wollt, Link ist unten in der Videobeschreibung. Einmal zu Steam und einmal für Instant Gaming. Wenn ihr den Link über Instant Gaming benutzt, dann unterstützt ihr mich etwas. Das würde mich sehr freuen. Und wie gesagt, alle Käufe, die hier irgendwie über YouTube und Instant Gaming etc. fließen, alles, was hier an Geld eingenommen wird darüber, wird hier auch alles in das Themenbereich oder hier allgemein in YouTube rein investiert. Heißt also, ich werde nichts davon privat nutzen. Alles, was ihr mir spendet oder irgendwie spendiert durch irgendwelche Käufe, wird alles auch für YouTube benutzt, damit auch ihr weiterhin und in Zukunft gute und bessere Qualität bekommt. Und ja, Leute, an der Stelle danke ich euch ganz viel fürs Einschalten. Wir sehen uns zur nächsten Folge und reingehauen.